Hey everybody, welcome to day 399. Oh, that's so exciting. Today I'm going to talk about 3 tips to lose more weight because over the last 13 months that I have been on Mounjaro, I have read so many things online from doctors, from professionals, from people sharing, and these 3 things continue to come up. It's like, don't forget about this, don't forget this. And these were like the top 3 tips that they gave people to help them lose more weight. So I'm like, we're all ears, yes? Okay, number 1, protein, exclamation point. You know, Dr. Feltner has come on here many times, and I feel like every time that I see someone talking about protein, I kind of hear her voice in my ear, reminding us how important protein is. You know, protein builds muscle, and muscle burns calories. And especially as some of these drugs are reducing our appetite, reducing our calories, it's more important than ever to really consider how you are fueling yourself. And back in the beginning, I had some dear friends who reached out on YouTube and said, hey, Amy, if you're really struggling to get your calories in, I have something that's really worked for me, and that is protein shakes. And so many of you were sharing your great ideas. Well, I ended up wanting to check it out for myself, and it became like this year-long habit that even now on days when I'm not rushing off to teach 4th graders, I very often, even on the weekends, make myself a protein shake in the morning. So protein, you know, we're working hard to not lose muscle as we're losing our weight and as we're seeing the weight trickle down on the scale, which is absolutely fantastic. But remember how important your protein intake is. You know, as we are losing weight, that means that this can very well affect our metabolism. I think that there were some parts of my journey where the weight was coming off, and I'm sure my insides were like, is everything okay, Amy? Are we in the middle of a famine? Is there something dire going on in the land around you? And so when you're having those calories coming off, and it has to alarm our bodies to a small extent. I used to always joke like, it's okay, everything's okay here, we're in control. But I think that can really slow down the metabolism. And so making sure that that protein is right where it needs to be. You know, when you go and you read online like about a gram of protein for every pound that you weigh, that can be like your goal weight. Or, you know, you can read for yourself, ask your doctor. I think I probably taken, I would say that when I'm at maintenance, that I'm really working hard, 0.8 to 1 grams of protein for every pound that I weigh. And the tricky thing is that when you're reading online, it's telling you, here's your healthy amount of carbs, and here's your healthy amount of fat, and here's your healthy amount of protein. Is it talking about somebody on maintenance, somebody who weighs 170 and they're trying to maintain that? Because for a lot of us, you know, we were eating at a deficit in order to make the scale come down. And so you have to really consider that when you're considering the grams that you're taking in. So, you know, I did that video once on YouTube. That would be a fun one to do because I get that question all the time. Like, how many grams is appropriate? How many grams is healthy for your fat, for your carbs, for your protein? But most of us are well equipped on the internet, and that can be a really fun internet search and a good talk to have with your doctor. Number 2, exercise, exercise, exercise. As we are losing weight, yes, we are losing fat and we're losing muscle. And so remember the importance of really keeping yourself fit, because as we are reaching our goal weight, I am seeing these cute little comments online from people who are sharing like, yes, I'm excited that I'm thin, but I don't want to be like a flimsy thin. I don't want to be like a little waif. I want to have something to me. I want to feel strong. And I absolutely love that. So there's at home ways to exercise or at the gym. You know, if you're at home, you know, down in our basement, we have free weights the boys have gotten, and those are fantastic. Also, when I had a little shoulder surgery, they, you know, introduced me to the bands. And then sure enough, Dr. Feltner, like specifically was like, those resistance bands, they're at your local gyms. They're also very affordable, and you can use your own weight and your own resistance to really get a great workout from resistance bands. John met with a dietitian when he started Mounjaro, and his doctor connected him with the dietitian. I think a lot of you have been connected to dietitians as you're on your weight loss program. And one thing that I wrote down that I thought was very interesting is the dietitian said, cardio, that movement helps lower your stress and bring down your blood sugar levels, which is absolutely fantastic. So whether you're at home or whether you're at the gym, to each his own. You have all these many options. Just remember the importance of staying active. One of my favorite things to do, I used to jog. I have something called pot syndrome now. Can no longer do that, but just a good walk feels amazing. So do not underestimate the magic of movement. And last, in their words, stop all sugary drinks. Cut out your sodas. For some people, these have become just a simple habit and routine, and you hate to think about giving them up. Like, you've already given a lot up, and these are delicious. And I get that, but they can be a place for so many wasted calories, so many needless calories that you don't even realize just how much sugar and how many calories you have when you go to add up how many of these drinks you've had over the course of a week. So just today at lunch, John, who is always a fantastic encourager, was telling me how important it was that we really do some strengthening, some muscle strengthening, like that we get moving. And so for the last couple of days, he's like, are you ready to do it with me? Yes. He's like, let's do it together. Okay. So we'll do some push-ups, some sit-ups, all kinds of great things that work on. I feel like I really enjoy walking. So he's like thinking about my upper body. So today at lunch, I said, okay, I know this is something you want to do with me. So every day when you ask me, I'm going to ask you how many diet drinks you've had, because you're really not into giving up your diet drinks, and I'm really not into the movement, but both things we know we need to do. On many occasions, I've been like, help me exercise more. Like, I really want to do more strength training. And he has also said, like, hey, I've been at this plateau for a while. These diet drinks, they're not helping me out any. And by the way, talk to your doctor. You think about what you need to do. The last thing I need to do is get preachy, because there's plenty of things that I've enjoyed indulging in. And hey, we have our own life to live. But I do think that when it comes to the drinks that are full of sugar, and they made sure and mention that includes sugar in your coffees, that it can just be something to consider. Something to consider, is this helping me or hindering me? And I think I told you that I've really noticed some changes over the summer. In fact, I had to bump up to the 7.5 for a while. I noticed some changes in my appetite going uncontrolled. I gained like between about 18 pounds. And I do not want to underestimate some of these fake sugars and how you can read it for yourself, but how it kind of tricks your body, and your body kind of thinks like, oh, this is sugar, but then the sugar never comes. And so you start really having some cravings. And when I went overseas to Europe, I was like complete peace. But I started eating a little bit more like kind of fried foods, a little bit more fries, and I really enjoyed like a Diet Coke a day, and it was annoying. By the end of the trip, I was at an airport and I wanted some sweets, and that is not a feeling I have had. And you know what? I battled that for decades. I choose to not battle that anymore. I do not want to fight wanting dessert and more dessert and more dessert. I've been down that road. It is lonely. It is sad. I do not want to go back there. And so I think that we're finding, hopefully you're finding it too, is that as zepbound and Mounjaro and these drugs really help us kind of get things in order, get our lifestyle in order, our health in order, these really healthy thoughts in order. We're getting these really healthy messages to our brain now, which is fantastic. You're finding little things like, wait, is that messing me up? Wait, is that a trigger for me? And so I love that we are learning, for me, these little nuggets of wisdom and things that are really helping my future, my healthy lifestyle be much more in a peaceful range. So those are the three things I wanted to bring to you. And this video was kind of similar to a video that I brought you on YouTube. You might remember that my YouTube channel was shut down without any warnings. And I had a video very similar to this one, and it was on day 74. So this is a little shout out to day 74. And while I had my long plane rides over to Asia, I actually went through, this is the same book that I used on day 1. This is the same book. Look at day 1, no upset stomach, no hunger. Anyway, this is my same book, and I was looking through it, and I have a lot of my videos here, so maybe we'll have a few more inspired videos. So this is my shout out to day 74. Some of you are here at day 74. Okay, that's been our video for today. Thank you so much for joining, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.